Before the video begins, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which comes from my guy Derrick. Derrick is creating real life rosters for the 2020-2021 college basketball season on NBA 2K for Xbox One. If you're interested in supporting the making of these rosters, make sure you check him out on Patriots, which the link will be provided down in the comment section in the description down below. He has several membership options to choose from if you want to help support the making of these rosters. The bronze membership is $10 a month and gives you access to the full NCAA 2020-2021 roster with a base of 30 teams, as well as the full NCAA 2019-2020 roster with over 90 plus teams. The silver membership is $15 a month, and with this membership, you get the 2020-2021 NCAA college basketball rosters with an additional 6 teams, 36 teams in total, and also you get an exclusive roster update which adds more teams every month. There are also more memberships available on the page. Are the New England Patriots tanking? Absolutely not. Let me ask you guys a few questions. Do you or do you not consider Bill Belichick, if not the greatest head coach in NFL history, one of the greatest coaches in NFL history? The answer to that should be yes. Is Coach Belichick one of the best coaches in the NFL? If not one of the best, the best coach in the NFL? The answer to that should be yes. Bill Belichick is 67 years old. Do you guys really think that he wants to spend the next 2 to 3 years of not only his NFL coaching career, but of his life, tanking and losing draft picks on purpose? Absolutely not. Bill Belichick is one of the most competitive coaches in NFL history. Do you think he wants to spend his first season under Tom Brady, without Tom Brady, with a losing record? I don't think so. Bill Belichick wants to prove that he can win without Tom Brady just as much as Tom Brady wants to prove that he can win without him. Let me give you guys a little bit of a story time. Let's rewind the clock back to the 2019 NFL season, which was last year. You guys see my background. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. The Steelers started the season out 1-4. Everybody on ESPN kept on saying the Steelers season was over. The Steelers should just go ahead, end the season, and go ahead and tank for a quarterback because they're done. They had no chance of trying to compete for making the playoffs, right? What do the Steelers do? They trade for Minka Fitzpatrick. They get rid of their first round draft pick. They trade that to the Miami Dolphins. And they end up going 8-8 with Mason Rudolph and Devlin Hodges as their 2 starting quarterbacks. Both of those guys got benched for one another at some point in the season. And Mike Tomlin, with a great defense and a terrible offense, still find a way to go 8-8. And if the 17 playoff system from each conference was implemented this past season, the Steelers would have been in the playoffs as the 7th seed. With a guy who in Devlin Hodges was a practice squad quarterback to start the season out with, and a backup quarterback in Mason Rudolph who never played in an official NFL game. And Mike Tomlin managed to go 8-8. You see, a lot of people fail to realize that having not a lot of talent brings the best out of coaches. Mike Tomlin, without Ben Roethlisberger, without Julius Smith-Schuster, without James Conner, was forced to have his best coaching season out of his whole entire coach career. 2019 was the best season Mike Tomlin had as being an NFL head coach in all his years of coaching football. So if you're telling me that if Mike Tomlin can go 8-8 with a practice squad quarterback in Devlin Hodges, that Bill Belichick can't do the same, if not better, with Jarrett Stidham? Another thing is that people keep saying that the Patriots are tanking because they're letting good players walk away. I don't know if you guys have been under a rock for the past 2 decades or so, but this isn't the first rodeo that the New England Patriots have allowed great players to walk away. This isn't the first time the New England Patriots have let that happen. So just because they allowed Tom Brady, the best quarterback in NFL history, to walk away, that changes anything? That the New England Patriots are just going to simply lay down and not try to win? You're absolutely stupid if you think that. You see, the true reason and the only reason people are really asking and want the New England Patriots to tank is simply for the fact that people are tired of the New England Patriots' dominance. That's the only reason people want the New England Patriots to tank. They don't want the New England Patriots to be successful. That's the only reason why people are asking the question, should the Patriots tank? You, your auntie, your grandma, and your grandfather knows doggone well, if they watch football, that the New England Patriots are not going to tank. The best organizations in the NFL do not tank, regardless of the circumstances. That's what separates the Steelers, the Packers, and the Patriots from the rest of the NFL. That's why those three teams are the gold standard of what an organization should be in the NFL and how it should be ran. You never hear the Green Bay Packers, the Patriots, or any good organization talking about tanking. Greg Popovich, one of the greatest coaches in basketball history, could leave the San Antonio Spurs because the rumor going around is that the front office of San Antonio wants to tank and get younger. And Greg Popovich isn't interested in tanking. At this point in his career, he's not interested in tanking. So if you think that Bill Belichick at 67 years old wants to waste the next 2 to 3 years of not only his career, but his life tanking, I think you should go ahead and look yourself in the mirror and reevaluate your thoughts. The only reason people want the Patriots to tank is because they're tired of their dominance. People want to use every single player leaving as an excuse or something to validate their argument of why the Patriots will once again fall off. People have been saying that the New England Patriots were going to fall off for the last, since 2014. Every year, people say the New England Patriots are not going to be good. And what do? Every year, they win. When Tom Brady went down with that ACL injury a while ago, everybody thought the New England Patriots season was over. And what happened? They went, 10-6 or 11-5 with Matt Castle. When Tom Brady got suspended for the first 4 games of the season for the Deflategate a while back, everybody thought the Patriots were going to go 0-4 and that Tom Brady was going to have to bring them back from behind. And what happened? Jimmy Garoppolo went 4-0. And the Patriots, when they came back, were 4-1 when Tom Brady was the starter. A lot of people thought when the New England Patriots got blown out by the Carolina Panthers and the Kansas City Chiefs back-to-back weeks a few seasons ago, their season was over. And what did they do? When people thought that their dynasty ended, when people thought that the Brady-Belichick era was done, it was finished, they went ahead and they won a couple more championships. The New England Patriots over the last couple of seasons have never really had a top 10 roster. They've always had a middle of the pack, or maybe in some people, if you ask a couple of people, below average roster at best. The Patriots don't build their football teams strictly based on talent. They build their football team based on having high character guys with high IQ that know their roles, don't try to overstep their strengths, and understand their weaknesses and play to what they do best. Doing their jobs. Relying on the next guy that's right next to them to do their job. Because they're well coached, they're well disciplined. That's why the New England Patriots are one of the best organizations in not only the NFL, but in sports. Yes, Tom Brady leaving is a loss, but they're still going to be competitive. They're not going to tank because they lost one great player. The New England Patriots have lost great players over the last, the whole entire Bill Belichick, Tom Brady era, they've lost great players. And Tom Brady just happened to be the next stepping stone to leave out of the New England Patriots organization. But Bill Belichick has a plan. If you think that Bill Belichick didn't see Tom Brady leaving the New England Patriots, I think you're blind. He saw it coming. Everybody else probably saw it coming. He was ready. He had a backup plan. He wasn't just going to let Tom Brady leave and not have something as a security blanket. So if you think for 1 minute that the New England Patriots, just because Tom Brady leaves, that they're just going to lay down, I think you have another something coming to you. Who else in the AFC East is going to be able to challenge the New England Patriots and give them a legitimate run for their money even without Tom Brady? Maybe the Buffalo Bills. But other than the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, Adam Gase, absolutely not. The Miami Dolphins, maybe. But I mean, look at the AFC East. It's not historically one of the best conferences or one of the best divisions, in the history of the NFL. For the last decade, it's been mediocre at best. So I mean, the conference isn't really all that tough. So if you think for one minute that Bill Belichick is going to lay down and tank, I think you're tripping. You see, this is what separates the great coaches from the average coaches and the average coaches from the bad coaches. The elite coaches, some of the greatest coaches of all time, can win with less. They don't need to have a star-studded roster like the Cleveland Browns or the Dallas Cowboys do to win. They don't. They trust their system. They trust their coaching staff. And that's what matters the most. That's why the New England Patriots dynasty is so successful. Because they held Tom Brady to the same standard they held everybody else. You're replaceable. And that may seem a little bit harsh for a lot of people to digest, but that's the reality of the situation. Bill Belichick looked at Tom Brady, looked him dead in the eyes, and said that you're replaceable. And that's why Tom Brady left New England. He didn't like that feeling. He didn't like being held to the same standard that everybody else and the New England Patriots organization held everybody else to, that the fact that they could be replaced. And that's why the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick allowed Tom Brady to walk. Robert Kraft didn't want to let Tom Brady leave. But eventually, he had to be able to trust the guy who won 6 Super Bowls, who was the head coach. And that was head coach Bill Belichick. You don't become the greatest head coach of all time just for simply being carried by one player. Bill Belichick has proved several times that he can win without Tom Brady. Now we're going to be able to see if he can do it for a full entire season once again. Because he already did it before. He went, 11-5 with Matt Castle. So I'm pretty sure he can do it again. Great coaches don't rely on talent. They're not great coaches because of the players around them, but they're great coaches because they elevate the players that they have on their roster, and they can win with what they have. So if you think for 1 minute that the New England Patriots are tanking, I don't know what to tell you.